What would you do if an entire family stood up, tears in their eyes, and recited your wedding vows for you? In a breathtaking moment that left the room silent, Jung Hae's family did just that as he walked hand in hand with Jung So minutes down the aisle. Was it a surprise? A tradition? Or something even deeper? Join Hidden Korea as we uncover the emotional story behind this unforgettable wedding day. What happens when a vow isn't just spoken by the groom, but by everyone who raised him? On a crisp spring afternoon in Seoul, beneath a canopy of white lilies and silk drapes, Jung Hae took a step that stunned the nation, not just toward love, but toward unity, legacy, something far more sacred. As cameras clicked and soft string music filled the air, the unexpected happened. His entire family stood up and began to recite his wedding vows, line by line, tear by tear, as he walked down the aisle with Jung So minutes. And in that moment, time seemed to freeze. This wasn't just a wedding. This was the culmination of something deeply emotional, fiercely intimate, and surprisingly public. Behind the wedding curtain, the wedding had been kept tightly under wraps. Although rumors had swirled for months about Jung Hae and Jung So minutes' romantic relationship, neither star had confirmed anything. The public only caught fleeting glimpses, an Instagram story quickly deleted, a matching bracelet spotted at a fan event, a whispered comment during a late-night live stream. When a single, handwritten invitation leaked online, Jung Hae and Jung So minutes, the beginning of forever, the entire industry went into meltdown. Still, no one expected what was to come. According to a close family source, the ceremony was originally intended to be modest, meaningful, and family-centered. Made it legendary, however, was not the guest list, nor the setting. It was the vows, and who spoke them. A family's quiet preparation. Jung Hae, known for his emotional depth on screen, had always been family-oriented off-screen. But even longtime fans didn't know how much his parents and siblings had shaped him. His mother was the one who first taught him about love, said a cousin, present at the wedding. She used to tell him, "Love is not what you say, it's what you live every day." Weeks before the wedding, Jung Hae approached his family with an unusual idea. "I want my family to read my vows out loud," he reportedly said, "because every word I say to her, every promise, I learned from you." There was silence. Then tears. Then unanimous agreement. Over the next few weeks, his family worked privately with the officiant and wedding planner. They rehearsed not just lines, but emotions. They didn't want to perform, they wanted to mean it. The bride who knew nothing. In a twist worthy of a drama script, Jung So minutes had no idea what was being planned. She didn't know, confirmed one stylist. She thought the ceremony would be traditional, maybe a little romantic, but definitely nothing theatrical. But Jung Hae had been planning something unforgettable. According to his best friend, he told us, "I want her to know she's not just marrying me, she's being loved by everyone who's ever loved me." So, the entire family rehearsed their roles in secret. The vows were written and divided. His mother would read the first part, his father the second, followed by his younger brother, aunt, and his grandmother, each reading a line that reflected a part of Hae's journey. The walk begins. The wedding took place at a private garden estate in Yangbyong, just outside Seoul. The aisle was long, lined with white rose petals and flanked by seated guests, many of whom were industry legends and dear friends. As the soft notes of the piano version of "Because I Love You" began, the guests turned, expecting the usual scene. Instead of Jung Hae walking down alone or waiting at the altar, he was already beside Jung So minutes, hand in hand, walking toward their future. And then, the first voice rang out, "When you smile, I remember the boy who used to cry when others were in pain," said his mother. Gasps. Silence. Then more voices followed. "I watched you learn to love from the little moments, like brushing your grandmother's hair before school," said his father. "You taught me how to care even when no one's watching," his younger brother added, his voice shaking. Each step, another family member stood and read a piece of the vow. Jung So minutes was visibly stunned, her hand clasped over her chest, eyes wide, lips trembling. A moment she couldn't hold back. By the time they reached the halfway point of the aisle, Tears were streaming down Jung So Min's cheeks, and she wasn't alone. Actress Seo Hyun-jin, seated in the second row, covered her mouth with both hands. Director Lee Yoon-young, who had worked with the couple in the past, was crying openly. And when Jung Hae's grandmother, her voice fragile but firm, said, "You are the woman I prayed for every night, even before I knew your name." Jung So Min stopped. Her legs trembled. She turned to Hae-in, whispered, "Is this real?" He simply smiled, squeezed her hand, and nodded. As the guests transitioned into the reception hall for the private dinner, Jung So Min disappeared for several minutes. Many assumed she was retouching her makeup or changing gowns, but according to her maid of honor, she was in the bridal suite, writing something. She told me, "I need to say something back. I can't just accept that kind of love and stay silent." So when the time came for her to speak, to the toasts and the laughter, she stood before the room, in her ivory dress, holding a folded piece of paper in trembling hands. Words moved even the staff. "I thought I was marrying one man," she began softly. "But today, I realized. I'm becoming a daughter, a sister, a granddaughter. I'm becoming part of something much greater than just a couple. I'm joining a family that made him the man I love." She paused, her voice catching. When her mother said, "When you smile, I remember the boy who cried for others, I saw you. The real you, not the actor. Not the celebrity. Son who was loved into becoming who he is." And then, she turned to Hae's family directly and said, "Thank you for raising him to love the way he does. I promise to honor what you taught him. I promise to protect what you've built together." There wasn't a sound in the room. Even the catering staff had quietly stepped into the doorway to listen. The emotional current was undeniable. The secret behind the wedding date. Few knew why the couple chose that specific day for their ceremony, but sources close to Jung Hae's family confirmed it was no accident. It was the birthday of his late grandfather, a man who had dreamed of seeing Hae married but passed away just months before the wedding plans were finalized. He was always very close to his grandfather. Cousin revealed, even when he got his first acting role, it was his grandfather who called every relative and said, "Our boy is going to be famous." To honor him, the family placed a framed photo of the grandfather at the front row of the ceremony, with the single white chrysanthemum on the seat beside it. "He was there," Jung Hae said quietly, "her dowry vow." The honeymoon nobody expected. Instead of jetting off to the Maldives or Switzerland as some stars do, newlyweds chose something quieter, more personal, a week-long road trip along Korea's southern coast. "We didn't want to disappear into luxury," Jung So Min reportedly said. "We wanted to visit the kinds of places we could return to again with kids someday." They stopped in small towns, ate at local seafood stalls, and even stayed in a traditional hangak guest house in Tongyeong. A local innkeeper shared, "The sweetest guests I've ever hosted. She helped me wash dishes after breakfast." He asked about our village history. Despite their fame, not a single selfie was posted during the trip. No press. No hashtags. Just quiet time for two people who had been living their love in whispers. What friends are saying. Actress Park Bo-young, longtime friend of Jung So Min's, posted an Instagram story after the wedding, showing a blurry photo of the altar with the caption, "I believe in love again. Thank you, So Min and Hae." Actor Nam Joo-hyuk, who co-starred with Jung Hae in a film years ago, wrote, "Today I saw the definition of real partnership. Brother, you outdid all of us." Even veteran actress Kim Ha-ya, present at the wedding, was heard telling her manager on the way out, "That boy didn't just grow up, he honored where he came from." A message to their fans. 1 week after the wedding, stars posted a joint message on their fan cafes. "To everyone who has supported our journey as individuals and now as a couple, thank you. We chose to keep our relationship private because we wanted to protect it. But now, we're ready to walk forward together, openly, honestly, with gratitude. We're not just husband and wife. We're each other's best friend, support system, greatest blessing." Fans flooded the comments with blessings, tears, and disbelief. "This is better than any K-drama ending." The fact that his family said the vows I'm sobbing. Please protect this love forever. What this wedding means for Korea's entertainment industry. In a world where celebrity relationships often hide behind curtains of fear, this wedding was something of a revolution. It showed that love isn't weakness, said one industry insider. It's strength. It's maturity. And fans respect that more than secrets. Several agencies are now reportedly rethinking their policies on dating bans and relationship PR strategies, realizing that when stars are sincere and respectful, the public responds with support, not scandal. Future plans? A hint at parenthood. Although both actors are currently on a brief hiatus, rumors are swirling that they've already begun preparing for the next chapter, parenthood. A stylist close to the couple shared a telling detail. Her final dress fitting, so Minutes looked at the mirror, rubbed her belly, and said, "Next time, I'll need room for more than just love in there." Was it a metaphor? A tease? Or a quiet hint? Either way, fans are already hopeful and protective. Final reflections. Love as a legacy. Asked by a journalist if he had any final words about the wedding, Jung Hae reportedly said, "I didn't just marry the woman I love, married a future filled with her laughter. I married the children we'll raise with the values our parents gave us. I married every morning we'll wake up grateful. Married the idea that love doesn't end, it begins again and again." The ending that feels like a beginning. As they return to their quiet life, walking hand in hand, far from the noise, the world watches not with intrusion, but with admiration, because in a single moment, his family recited words that belonged to his heart. Jung Hae reminded us all, love, when it is real, doesn't need spotlights. It just needs truth, and a walk down the aisle.